Hello everybody and welcome to part 6 of Cultist Simulator. Let's continue. Last time I remember a lot of bad things happening towards the end. Still got dread and we still need to deal with that. Don't have much money and I'm wanting to convert this. Can't put that anywhere. I'm getting paid, is good. We need more money badly. Evidence is almost gone. A patron. I found someone who may have resources of use to me, but I'll need to impress them. Count Jannings. Count Gottlob Jannings represents a continental confraternity of physicians and duelists. He could use my assistance. Oh, it's just someone else who wants my things. Okay. Let's see what you want. The Good Count's fraternity in Europe is seeking particular research. Let's see what he wants. For this, thinking some opium or maybe this early night will help me. If I do this, does that let me do it? No, I can't. I can't get this to Moss, so I'm thinking this can be based on any law, but this only has 3 variants based on the 3 main card types. I'd like it to be hammer type though. Because I've done lantern before. I haven't won with lantern type, but it'd be interesting. What does he need? A very substantial heart commission. The Count will pay for information of interest. This time he'd like very substantial research on the corporal mysteries of the heart. I need a matching lore fragment of at least level 6 to complete this commission. These are lore fragments, right? Odd. Last time it didn't let me put those in there. Hi Vivian, how are you? Hopefully this evidence goes before we get looked at again. Not dread, not dread. Thinking. We're doing okay, so I'll do another early night. Am I close to death yet? I think I'm close to being locked up. I've got despair still. Same spot I left off last time. I've only recently started today. Restlessness. This is bad. Where's my vivid imagination? I'll bring that over here. No, I won't. Vivid imagination's not so good at removing the restlessness, is it? I'm better off putting in passion than the restlessness. Get rid of it. Notoriety's almost gone. And he's investigating me. Oh no. Vitality always gives me the thing I'm not needing, doesn't it? I think I'm okay. More contentment. Now what was I wanting to do? I wanted to turn this into Hammerkind, because I'm thinking you can have a cult of any kinds of law, but you can only have a temptation based on reason, health, or passion. I've had enlightenment before. I didn't win. I'd rather do power than sensation though, I think. Let's try that. So I can do that straight away because it looks like it needs the hammer to proceed. Need to talk to more people, but I don't want more mystique or anything. The detective's legit gonna end up killing me. Painting with imagination lets me burn the restlessness too after I slot in the initial stuff. Oh! Okay. Let's try it. Put the evidence in. That'd be a horrible idea. The detective has evidence on me. Let's paint a picture of the evidence. Let's paint a picture of me at the crime scene. Yes. If I'm being investigated, getting more mystique and notoriety might be risky. I wish it could do that. Yeah, it was a joke, officer. Wow. I need more people in my cult. I don't want to risk more evidence stuff. I'm gonna let what I've got tick down. So here's the temptation for power. Let's put that straight back in and dedicate myself. Lame's dedication. There we go. It's just a prank, don't tase me, bro. I love it. He's so gonna get us killed with this evidence. Did they have tasers back then? So close to being gone. Why you do this, officer? More fleeting reminiscence. Don't beat me with the truncheon, doesn't have the same ring. Oh no, damning evidence. Earthgate. Oh no, it will not harbour me. With damning evidence of occult activities in the city, the Suppression Bureau will be able to convict me. Yeah. Let's just paint a picture of our damning evidence. He found my artwork. Okay. Lee speaks earnestly of his theories to all who will listen. Stars as tiny wounds, and the sun as a hemorrhage of glory. His poetry is more eccentric than ever. Yeah, we're gonna need to find someone. Let's talk publicly about Knock. Oh no, not the sketches in the back of the sketchbook. He saw them. I've whispered the words... Hold on. I will dedicate myself to the pursuit of power. I've whispered the words that the smith speaks to the iron, that the murderer speaks to their victims, that the fire speaks to its fuel. Only I know what I have done, but it has shaped my path now. I have advanced a step towards a terrible ascension. I have dedicated myself to the acquisition of immortal power at any cost. Upgrade it further to make a power victory possible. There must be a true initiate of the Mansus, and I need to work with Forge aspect. Yikes. Let's get paid, go back to work. Before I go back to work though, let's try out that new card. What do I need? The final fulfillment is often a conclusion. It is not enough to hope. I stand or fail in my deeds. There are other, even rarer desires. So I do need Forge. There's got to be a way to do Moth then, right? Oh well, this will do. So I need to pass the stag door, and I need a Forge item. Nailed it. Hold on, what Forge item does it need specifically? Just any, I guess? Huh. In my dreams I know the path to the white door through the bounds, but that path is thronged with the dead who pass that way. I'll need health to resist their chill. Can I not do this? Entering the white door. Now I can approach the white door through the bounds. Now I can press my fingers to it, feel its chill, watch it swing open. As it opens, my mouth closes, tightens, heals over like a lost deformity. Around and about me is the cobalt light of the Mansus. Okay. Where'd my other health go? Hoping we can get someone to deal with the evidence. We're gonna need someone badly. This doesn't teach me the language, does it? Oh, it does! I can improve my Greek, but I cannot improve my Latin. Nice, got a language straight up. We have a person, a shifty woman, 3 moth. Yes. This is what I need. Okay. I don't want restlessness. Let's go to the orchid lights. A forgotten chronicle? Story of a city without a gate, of a queen who was not born, of a war which was not fought. Nice. Let's heal ourselves up. Do I even have a cult established? Yes, I have Moth Cult. Or are they literally going to hang me for reading the wrong books? No, I've got one person here. I've got one friend. They're going to hang me for having a friend. And for playing with matches, apparently. "50 woman" is what we need. I now know Greek. Bring that over. Hang me for reading the wrong books. Just keep these here. Can't hurt. upgrade it. No, explore. Get a new place. My funds are not looking good. I like how it saves me all of like 2 seconds by being strong. Okay, new person, Porter. Porter was a barber until the court case. I might be able to recruit him as a follower. Where'd he go? He'll be up here to talk to. I also have the shifty woman. You can deal with the evidence, right? They will likely fail. From the look of that friend, it's a little more understandable. Have you ever met a fine, upstanding citizen named Slee? He has crazy eyes. He's an upstanding citizen? He's a poet. He's just not well fed. They will likely fail. I believe in you. My dreams, I know the path to the white door, but that path is thronged with the dead who pass that way. I need health to resist their chill. To the stag door. The ascent is slow. Winds from nowhere pluck at me. My skin is stained with light. The wood shivers with motion far below. This do? I need to be a true initiate of Forge. I'm gonna have to be focusing on Forge and Moth then, which is a tricky combination to be working with. Because to get Forge high up, I'd need to get rid of my Moth. Because Forge is 2 away from Moth, if I remember correctly. He's a good person. Will he destroy the evidence? I await word. Stag door's riddle. Lucky for you, I already know the answer. In my dream, I'll stand again before the stag door, a rigid barrier of blood-streaked horn, broken long ago, not yet quite healed. The vast and golden-haired Gearbeat will await the answer to my riddle. Last time this was the answer. The Odysseus riddle. This is not the answer, oh, so it's different from last time. Oh no. Gearbeat has fallen very far, it may not enter the house. None of its few satisfactions is to deny entry. This is not the answer. This is not the answer. Any of them the answer? Okay, well we've got nothing for the answer. Gonna need more books. Oh no. Ah, my minion destroyed the evidence. I'm safe. I like how you just distrust my friend up there. He's a good person. He's just misunderstood. I don't know what the trapping does. For a proper sense of occasion, consumes ingredients and influences, but does not consume tools. Ah. Sure. Root an acquaintance by invoking Moth. I don't have the answer. Maybe you're a little hasty. Maybe he just saw the lamp on at night and fluttered in non-nefariously. We're all moths here. The Heavy Stanton. Heavy is a ship. In fact, many ships have borne that name over the centuries. All of them have provided transport and accommodation to those who know something of the invisible world, but none of them show up in shipping records. But I've learnt that the steamer Heavy Stanton is docking soon in a grimy and unregarded port in a northern island. I could send someone to purloin unwatched occult luggage. Occult luggage. A battered but surprisingly plush steamer, much used by actors fleeing scandal, by shy millionaires, by occult scholars who feel safer with moving water under them. And just once by the Ligeia Club, who chartered the whole ship for the use of 7 cabins. Strange. Different colours. Vitality. We have a person. Your specialty? Moth. You can go down here. Porter applies his razor and his scissors to the great advantage of his friends. What if there is no answer? How can I get more money? Thanks for the host, caroling. So you are good at destroying evidence. What are you good at? Let's just talk to them. I want to see what they can do. Hoodwink. Part fools from their treasures. Does that mean I'm going to get some money? I'm almost out. In the display cases of the Impossible Museum, I always see an apple white as snow and hard as marble, a golden beetle in the stern box, a coy geometry awaiting my touch, a black envelope bursting with spring, a brass opera box for instruments of record and measure, storm in a tin. I always wake before I see the aisle's end. Well, that's not the riddle. Where is the queen who was not born? That sounds like a heart thing. Annoying, because I gave up my heart thing, didn't I? I gave up my heart thing, turn it into cup, to turn it into moth. That's why I've got such a high level moth, but now I don't have the cup. It's bad. My follower is attempting a profitable deception. Nice. Where is the queen who was not born? Where'd that go? There. I was beginning to worry that my follower had arranged their own disappearance, but it seems their deception was detected. The victim was outraged and my follower barely escaped alive. Are you kidding? I send you on one mission. now you take all my money to get heals. Oh. I don't have that much money. They can do work that isn't murder and kidnapping too, apparently. But not very well. Are you good at this? Mortal, thankfully. I'm trying to get... Go back to the dream zone, maybe. And get something from here. It's so slow to get money, this is painful. The wound is healed, and now you have some knock aspect. Nice. The gate of pain and possibility remains. Hi, Ryzone. Not too sure what I'm doing. This is a different riddle from last time. I had the riddle answer ready to go in straight away, but it's asking me a different riddle this time. And I gave away, and it sounds like a heart thing. But I converted my heart into cup into moth. So it might be a tricky one to answer, especially without any funding. Can I get some money from my dreams? That would be good. Lodge of the Sage Knight. Forgotten Chronicle. Story of a city without a gate. A queen who is not born. Of a war which is not fought. Where was the queen who was not born? The heart is buried in another history. That was quick. Here I was thinking I would have been needing to get my heart leveled up. All I needed was to sleep, and my dream told me. Gibby or whoever there just gave me the answer just about. Better not get anything from this officer, please. Well, he's gonna try and use this to create evidence. Good thing we destroyed the evidence once. Is my shifty person still around, or are they gone? I think they're gone. He had nothing. He even got rid of the mystique. A trembling heat. What am I going to do with that? Let's go the Ascent of Knives. A bitter atmosphere. I visited the Ascent of Knives last night. That harshest of roads to the house. It has been sacred to the Menascate and the Sun in Rags since the intercalate. When the true sun was divided. When I woke, my room was freezing. Chill of it had cracked the window glass. When your dreams make the windows crack. Stop dreaming so hard. King of I want to recruit someone else. Let's talk about a smith's secret. I want someone else in my team. We have 2 members. I want more. I should work out where this leads. Little wars, great intrigues, cryptic priesthoods, mystic crimes. All past now, but what traces did they leave? Still no luck on moth objective? Well, I did a moth cult, but I got the feeling that my dedication had to be based on reason, which was enlightenment, health, which is sensation, or passion, which is the one I went with this time, for power. But I could be wrong. There's probably some way of doing it that I've probably not found. You might need a specific card type, but you know, it wouldn't even let me put in... I couldn't put restlessness or dread or fascination or anything into the dream to do it. It only takes lore or moss art. Yeah, it only takes in lore, which seems to do nothing. And it changed every time I put one of these in, so I think that implies to me that if it's something that's going to change it, it'll change it the first time. More funds. Just need a reason to keep making it through the door after the first time. The first time's the hardest. I am never quite warm enough now. That's not good. Restless. And a new place. Key Hunter's Garret. Vienna is one of those few cities which has the same name in every history, although adepts know it as the White City, or perhaps the City of White. In a snowy street, in a crooked house, in a high and rattling attic, we have learnt that an eccentric hunter of imaginary keys has established a tiny trove of odd books. What if I'm trying to do moss? No, I don't have the funds to go on any expeditions for a little bit longer. A Forgotten Chronicle. Last night Gearby was talkative. He spoke in his siege engine voice of the histories he'd overheard in the waking world. I listened until his stories tailed off into weeping. Another place to explore. So I'll keep going back. We'll find some good things doing this. It's free to do. Sylvia, an acquaintance. Okay, Sylvia. Where'd she go? You got to recruit you as well. Here you go. Take my restlessness. So each gate needs a specific trait to get to Mansus through it. You kept screwing up and only managed to get into the dream once. If you read the text, it usually says what you need after the first time. But the first time's special. And getting to the next door needs something special as well, usually. Gonna be dread. Funds. Influence. Can I do influences as part of this? Ah! That's probably another purpose for these things when I'm reading. It's probably a way to promote people easily. I've been doing this wrongly. Okay, so... let's work once more. If I have a subtle rapture, for example, I wonder. In sleep, I ran my fingers along the rigid edges of the stag door's scars. Our company it was that shattered it, Gearby says suddenly. Before the gods who were flesh, the Mansus was forbidden to mortals. We were the first know. He begins again to weep his molten tears. I wish that we had not. I wish I had died in the world. I have forgotten what else he said, but I remember the shape of the fissures in the stag door. And for all of today, doors will fear my touch. Oh, I've got to try this. Give me a second. So if I try and recruit someone, does this... Ah! And that gets me a lot of influence to promote people. So this is for rituals and promotions. Fermier Abbey. Robert Fermier spent much of his unsavory fortune on the endowment of this monumental, forest-crowded abbey. The monks dislike visitors. Their ways are not exactly orthodox. They celebrate a certain harvest festival with unsavory vigor. On the continent. Vault. Sorry, got them in. Now, since I'm moth cult, I'd specifically want the moth themed things mostly. But knock is good for summonings apparently. Summon minions. Oh, you're moth as well. 2 moths. But you're not injured. Not notorious, so let's try finding somebody else. Can't do that, I just gave him the hammer. Should have used something else to talk about. Doesn't help, does it? Yes, the first 3 gates, you can get to them with a different thing here, but the ones after that, I've never gotten through the 4th one, but I've been through the 5th one. So you can skip right over them sometimes. At least the spiders one anyway. What's the... knife? Moss? I don't want to go on the boat when I have the chance. We'll have to fire this up again soon. How far through are you? I've got this back and I have Laidlaw now. A tinkerer and mechanic with an uncanny knack. I think he's Forge aspect, isn't he? Put him up next to the hammer. Recruit you, I need moth. There we go. Probably could have put in a trapping. Oh well. Subtle floor, for example. Why didn't I put that in? I think it's a missed opportunity if I don't. Might have given him some extra stats, I don't know. And again, it didn't give Porter anything special, did it? Probably not. 3rd or 4th, you can't remember if you died before ending your last session. Yeah, death's pretty tragic in this game. If you die, it pushes you back a long way. And you are hammer person. The novice must only shed their clothes and their past. Why am I making them shed their clothes? What is this? Strange cult, but okay. I'm going through the stag door, so that's not an option. Let's promote some people if I can. Let's promote Porter, he's been with us a while. Promote a believer by invoking moth. That's lantern. Feeding reminiscence has moth in it. Subtle floor is just knock. Reason is lantern. Health is heart. Passion also has moth. Let's see if it makes a difference. Work one more day. Let this stream finish. How's it going? Am I winning? Probably not. Probably going to fall into despair shortly. Let's do the Painted River. Erudition, a lesson learnt. Not terribly helpful. The Painted River runs from a great chamber near the White Door, far through the manses, to its far edge where it enters a painted delta of far cloud. I voyaged half its length last night with a stern-faced captain beneath a rust-red sail. As the clouds rose before us, the sailors raised a yearning shanty and close hold of the sails to best use the painted wind. And all the while the captain and I discoursed on the secrets of the House of the Sun. Okay, this needs to go over there, this needs to go over there. We're using these next. You got disconnected and power flickered off and on, so everything got screwed. Oh no. I hope things are okay. Is this high enough level? The Forge of Days will not attend unless I can merit her attention. I need Forge power to the 6th intensity. Understood. Apparently the winds there are pretty strong because of a storm, so there was some heavy rainfall along with it. What am I doing? I need to work. Ah! Work, please. As soon as I promote a couple of people, I should be able to start a couple expeditions. 5 moth. Got hit in the face by a garbage can lid. Oh no. Garbage cans don't have lids here. They've more got... the lids are attached. That makes sense. No, I didn't want to talk to him. I wanted to promote him. Wrong thing. However, if he does put evidence on us somehow, I could work with that. And how did it hit you in the face if it's attached? Did the whole bin come at you? Woodwink. Why don't you try that again, sir? Maybe you'll do a better job this time. More contentment. Okay. There was a lid that opens and closes on the top that's attached to the can. So you were just standing too close then? He's got nothing. Next thing I need is just hammer law. You had to wheel it out on the curb. That would do it. They're plastic here though, they're not metal. Let's just have another stag door dream, I guess. Empty-handed. How bad are you at this? You need another promotion. Can I do that? I don't have enough. I can promote you easily. That's not the promote screen. Restlessness. Probably get some money if I do a nice painting. Is that how promoting works? Yeah, you just... It's like recruiting them again, but you need to get the aspect of your cult. So for me it's moth up to a certain count. It adds together their moth, the moth that you put in, so 2 plus 6 plus 2. And it tells you how much intensity you need to have it at. So it's easiest to promote those who are the same aspect. I wanted to get rid of that restlessness, but never mind. I've got time, don't I? No, I don't. So speaking of moth, that's not moth. That's blade, but you can see with that you could do quite a promotion. Or a right. Of the place my dreams took me last night, there has been written, the ascent is glass, the walls are knives, each step is blood. I did not climb far, the pain was too great. When I woke, that pain remained with me, a pain I could employ to occult purposes if I hurry. Up here. I am still in the single digit in funds. No matter what I do, no money comes to me. And this guy failed at rubbing twice. So that's a thing too. Now the scissors and then the knife, now the wood and then the bones, now the flutter of the moon and then the dappling of the soul. He was blood and so will we be. Yeah, so 7th intensity it needs for the first promotion. So you're Forge and you are Lantern. So you see I've only got 6. This brings me to 8, which is enough. And it increases their numbers, makes them better for expeditions, that sort of stuff. If I could afford an expedition. What a nightmare. Stop being so restless, please. Said it was a good idea to do it with the wild imagination. And then I can put it in. This should have an impact. Wrong door. Could I? Not if it's just a single dread. And it costs me as well. It's a better sell for something. Unless... No, I don't have any inks, do I? Hopefully that makes a difference. Desperate for the money now. Wow, that wasn't very much, and it just made me extremely mysterious, thanks. Apparently it's a crime to paint a picture. Better off just using passion and restlessness directly, at least that kept giving me 2. They last a while as well, it's 5 minutes. Hey, you're level 5 hammer now. And you I should also be able to level up. Not like that, like this. Forgotten Chronicle. Sure. Last night, Gearby was talkative. Sure. We're going exploring. Nice if the dread went away on its own. Or I could just make it go away. Fascination, where? Where's the fascination? Okay, 5 lantern. Good enough to go on a journey, but I need cash. I'm gonna draw in all these mystiques and look at me for like an hour straight. Foreman House. Philip Foreman, the helminthologist and antiquarian, did all his best work here at the family home, until the day his subjects escaped. The infestation was... where'd it go? Was destroyed. But Foreman, they say, walks the halls to this day, guarding his library and his shame. Card atop the vitality, which is gone. Yeah, fascination's bad for me. Unless it's something, unless I specifically have somewhere I need to put it. Like a specific right that's asking for it. Do you think if I just sent them on a quest, they'd survive? No way. I need to give them some cash. I just took a vitality and the illness immediately took it. This is a heart. It's an actual health, and it turns my health into an illness, and when this deteriorates I permanently lose a health unless I fix it. And I can just use vitality instead of money for that. Barely affects me. Does this detective have anything on me? He probably does. I'm safe? Awesome. Well, since I'm so safe, do you want to try stealing again? 2 moss? What do I need to promote you again? "21st intensity, so I need another 10 from something. Huh. Strange that erudition's worth less than reason. Very strange. Can I sell? I can sell things, right? How much of these sell for? It sells for 1. This sells for 2. I kinda want both though, when I do learn the language. My main goal now is to get money so I can send them on an expedition. No need to be sorry. Explore. Exploring is not going to get me any cash though, unless I sell something. Minimal value. Some value. There's no way to get it back. I want to keep what I've got. Might be worth getting a book though. Buying a book would work just as well. It's a bit cheaper than sending everyone on an expedition. To think of it, I have a few other followers. Let's see what the others can do. So what's your specialty? Craftsmanship. Probably earn funds in illegal laboratories and shadowy manufactories, but there is a risk of accidents. You'll be fine. Get me some money, please. Probably just do this. Meantime, get something happening there. Wonder how much he'll earn me. I need to know if this is worth it, or if it's going to end up just getting killed for nothing. There are devices in that city that defy the law of the land. There are a few that defy the laws of nature. Some are very dangerous. Interesting. What's he bringing back? Evidence, for real? He's returned with the rewards of their labour. Cash and cash. Good. And what do you do? Slee. Augury. You can probably determine times and places where power will be available for our uses, but there is danger in matters of mantis. Yeah, I might need to send him out again. That was good. He didn't even get hurt. Let's grab the top one. No, not the right one. Can I change this somehow? Like, can I turn this into moth? Doesn't seem like it. I've almost got enough to send him on a journey. Might aim for at least 10 before I do it. 10's probably a good number for it. Forgotten Chronicle. Okay. A new place to explore. Buzzing in the brain. Worth 2. Could be better. My fellow has found one more way to align our work with the greater work of the hours. Is that all there was? And erudition. That was kind of pointless. Could have done that myself, probably. Erudition. Ah? Glimmering, erudition, lessons learnt. But to get lantern lore instead of moth, that's bad. That makes sense now. Another thing I can use these for. If I get lantern lore, I can turn the lantern lore into hammer. But I do not want to lose my moth stuff. The knowledge works as long as it's level, as long as it's that far around the circle at a minimum. Interesting. Oops. Oh, I want you to go back out and work some more. Before that, let's get rid of this, right? Will most likely succeed, that's good enough. I probably don't even need to do it because, come to think of it, he's got nothing to upgrade it with. Chateau Raveline. Favorite stories of the Comtes de Raveline claim they descend from the first Sunken. Other stories have them prowling the forest in wolf shape. They are long gone. Their rotting chateau remains. Not all of its malignities have been uncovered. Maybe I should use this to upgrade, to subvert this. That'd be good for me, right? That's 7 funds now. Starting to go up. Trembling heat. So this would turn stuff. This would turn my hammer into blade. Isn't what I want. It'd be good one if I had Hold on. Does this count for moth, or is this just? No, it's just 10 winter. Evidence has been destroyed. Well done. You can get me a bit more money, right? When you get your cult working for you. I definitely need more books. Orange book, this is good. Compiled by Hosty Tasmain from Oral Traditions in Rural Persia. This looks like the book we need. Turn into dread though. Let's read it. Tasmain hypothesizes a pre-Zoroastrian fire deity whose rites were the rites of smiths. Can I use it for something? It says it will turn into dread. Which one do you mean? The restlessness usually turns into dread. I can usually use it for a restless artwork. That's about all. The winter thing, yeah, the winter thing does turn into dread, but it does tick down a couple of times before it actually does that. I'm interested to try this with the knock influence. Oh, the knock's not high enough either, is it? Oh well. Got it now. Probably use it to talk about or something. Jumble. Legend. More cash. If I sell it. $8 cash. Speaking of the dread, I should probably try having a nice rest. Not forget to keep working myself either. It levels down a few times first. This is the last one before it turns into dread. There's nothing I can use it on yet. Tasmain ultimately concludes with apparent reluctance that the deity was a goddess. He suggests that its gender may have been the cause of its suppression. The rites described are often eerie, sometimes grisly. Detective's got nothing. You are correct. Rite of the Crucible Soul. This is good. And new hammer. Level 4. We needed 8, didn't we? Means it needs to be halfway around. When we watch a fire, what are we watching for? When we find it, these are the words it will speak. A word that sanctifies the change that comes when the seared skin heals. Right, so I wanted to try something like this, didn't I? I wanted to see if it was possible. do 2 of them, but in the end I still need one of at least 4th. Oh well, at least this one doesn't turn into dread. My item has sold. Very good. Got fascinated from an early night apparently. I probably should have used it with this. Oh well, forgot this was going to give me another. I want to try for one more of these. Keep crafting things. That looks like it's been working really well lately. Some more funds. I'd like to go back to the auction house. Hopefully get another book, because the books are what we need to in the end. It's just, an expedition will give us more books, but it's more expensive, but at least it gives us something to work on in the meantime. A surreal contemporary play by the enigmatic Monica Medina, in which the queens of the rivers are murdered one by one. Sure. Also, there's something I wanted to try. I'm thinking that these mean they want lore fragments. Oh, I'm thinking it means level around the circle, like how many upgrades it's had, not the actual aspect amount. So number 1 is 2 in the aspect, number 2 is 4. I'm thinking that's why they're never accepting what I had. Because 6 is pretty much all the way around, and that explains why it's very substantial, because otherwise 6 would be almost halfway, which doesn't seem very substantial when you think of it. And we have another book. The queen of the Vistula is poisoned, the queen of the Nipper chokes on a fishhook, the queen of the Tagus is burnt alive. That'll probably just find us a new place to explore. A red book, this is good. Orchid Transfigurations. Too bad it's in Latin though. The red one will help me when I do learn the language though. Because it's right before the hammer. Speaking of hammer, I think hammer should be down 1 or 2, right? Moth, lantern. Trying to make a kind of grid here. So moth turns into lantern, lantern turns into hammer. That's correct. Heart turns into cup, cup turns into moth. That's how it works. Empty-handed. Oh well, it was worth a shot. At least it didn't hurt him. Main thing. Book. culprit, it transpires, is the audience. The surviving queens are directed to execute whatever audience members do not escape. A surprisingly lucid epilogue suggests that the correspondence of river names with historical events does provide clues to secret histories behind our own. That's this again. Meantime, we've almost got the cash, so let's try getting you to work again. You're really good at that. Let's see what this right does. So it takes knowledge, it needs a victim, need an instrument, and a desire can help me win the game. The final stage of my ascension, if I have achieved the 6th mark, add that to complete the great work. Got two marks, I think. I've got I know the way. I also know, I just don't know enough hammer. This doesn't let me put 2 of different levels in, it needs to be the exact same. Wrath coins, residence. That didn't even get us money, what a waste. Still empty-handed. Come on. You're not even injured. Wish this timer was a bit slower because it's really taking all my money. Not this. This gives me red in the end. I think I'll leave it. Not enough. Need forge power of the 6th intensity. That's 1 more level up from this, so I'm not far off it. Got 8 cash, one of them's about to be consumed. Bit more working quickly. Maybe send you out on another job too. And risk of accidents here. Hope nothing goes wrong. We need the money to go on a quest. As for which quest, that remains to be seen. Still nothing. Takes so long to save all this up. I'm about to go crazy with dread. Got 3 things here that are going to give me dread. I'm going to end up having to spend all my money on the dreams, and then it's just going to set me back even further. That does not help. Might just leave the dread there. I'll be in too much trouble later if the thing does show up, which it probably will, knowing my luck. Didn't even give me what I needed. That clears out one of them, the other will time out shortly. Still pretty good at this. Even if you never... Oh, you need heals. You did get injured. Ah. So much for money. Yeah. Maybe I should just send them on a quest even if I don't have the money. If I'm lucky, they'll survive. The wound is healed. We have some knock aspect as well. Let's let you rest. Try for another follower. Try to recruit someone. And 2 dread went in there because it couldn't just wait another 12 seconds for it to expire. And there go all my funds back down to 3. Amazing. Rhaenyra. Somebody to recruit. Oh, this is going to expire anyway, isn't it? Before it goes back around. What's your specialty? Up. Belong here then. I'd like to promote you. Thanks for the follow, Grand Duke and Duke. Really appreciate it. I need a trapping for this, but it's a good one. I need at least one more moth. Come on, take the contentment before it expires. Awesome. Not nothing. At least not yet. It doesn't look like we'll be going on a journey anytime soon. My only option's probably getting another book. This game looks way too large brain for you. We're in the dream zone. Painted River? Fascinating. I dreamt of the mantis behind the white door, of the great space above orchid. Oh, point is we got fascination from the dream. Yeah, the game's meant to be confusing as you play it, but it starts making sense the more you play it and the more you read. Till you kind of know what you need to do. At the moment I'm trying to level up my orange lore. I need a book for. Greek book. Not ideal, but it is something. And I do need something at this point. Am I battling someone? It's kind of like solitaire, but I do have an adversary here. He's trying to... It's an AI, but they're trying to catch me out if I've been doing evil cult things. Could have given me that contentment a bit sooner so I didn't have to spend so much to deal with the dread. You're level 5 cup now. What's your specialty? Probably lure a susceptible companion back to us. Go for it. Get rid of the fascination. For this I'm going to leave it open so I can read the Greek book. Someone matched my bid. You realise I don't have much money to spend, right? But I do need that book. Thank you. Translate it. A true and complete accounting of the Asclepian mysteries of the roots of the house, reproduced by one Riley Greece from supposedly a much older text in Greece. Greek. Leave that blank. So each of these tiles is like an action that you can do, and you do all the actions at once. Like you work and sleep and study. I think it's supposed to represent what you do in a day. I know this right. Keep working though. You need the money. Wonder if you're going to bring someone back. Out in the night, my follower is whispering words that sometimes they might mean. Even if their victim knows the words are lies, they might not care. Adversarial multiplayer where you could send bad cards and inspectors towards the other person would be terrifying, but you can't imagine how long it would take to be able to play without pausing. Well, the game would be a lot faster, you'd die a lot quicker too, right? And your opponent couldn't pause either, so it'd just be who is the best cultist. For real? Get an early night, hopefully that will make our dread go away. 3 dread and you die. Much older text, it's unlikely to be genuine. Let's read it now that we've translated it. What? If we're translating it, wouldn't you read it as you translate? Doesn't make sense. This is very obviously not an antique text. At the very least, it has been badly mutilated, but it contains substantial intriguing material, especially a persuasive comparison of the many portaled house without walls to the human body. My minion has returned and done nothing except draw the police's attention. Nice. Good work. You just realised that the box says what I'm saying. Yeah, it's kind of like an open caption thing that I've got going. Let's see if you can get me a bit more money because I still need that badly. Police could find something from this. Hopefully not though. Not guaranteed because they're not the most thorough of police, this one. Gonna go back to the dream zone. Hopefully we can find something of use. The direction of death is down, the book explains. The peacock door has been considered a rent or an abrasion, but in some respects is more like a mouth, if not a more treasured point of entry. Discussions of the doors include a rite which may conjure creatures through those doors, although key incantations are missing. That can go... your cup. This would belong here. What next? Got nothing to study. Could get another book. Or at least see what's on offer. It'll cost us though. Just go to Moreland's shop, guarantee it only costs us a single coin. If I buy enough books, I'll find something interesting. Might as well do it. Hopefully our friend will come back with coin and not an injury. Found evidence again. Oh no. Can do another ritual though. The vagabond is the only hour that never enters the mansus. This rite must be performed in the right place in the right time, and the vagabond will take that rightness for her own. The Humours of a Gentleman. A satirical comedy that intrigues of the ailing but cunning John Son, Mistress Mavelin, her lover Leo, and the upstart Corvino. Read it. By the end of the first act, Mavelin has revealed a secret door in the walls of the house to Leo, and Corvino has taken to consuming worms. Alright. It's one way to open up a book. Rare money. Cash. I wonder... I can sell this, can't I? But it only sells for 2 cash. But value at auction is always uncertain. It might be more than 2 cash. These are hard to get. I kind of want to hold on to it. I'll sell it if I start dying from lack of money. How's that sound? In the meantime, you were good at destroying the evidence last time. Have another go. Or maybe not. He doesn't have anything else on me. Then again, it's kind of the whole deal, destroying evidence. Scent of the knives. Of the place my dreams took me last night. This has been written. I read that last time. This is of no use to me. Probably better off just having a early night's rest to deal with this dread, hopefully. Hopefully it doesn't give us more dread, we also have to start putting more money into it. I'm getting another book. The play is scabrous and occasionally hilarious. The characters are contrary and capricious. Many of the more resonant lines might well be formulae of power disguised in plain sight. A watchman's secret, is that all? It has been expressed like this: each hour has its colour, but colour exists only where there is light. Read this one. The syllables of this formula are compelling. I find myself snapping my fingers to its rhythm. It desires not to cease. However, this is the perfect thing, even though it's not what we're after. What we need. We have what we need. Do that with the one beneath it to turn this and that into an upgraded hammer, just like this one. We're gonna cross-reference our knowledge. It's like the way I've set it up, we can cross-reference with the row beneath, and our goal is to get the knowledge further to the right. Specifically for the hammer and the moth, because I have moth cult, but I have hammer desire. So I need both. Let's see what it needs. I doubt I'll be able to do it with what I've got. On the white. I think that's good. Solomon Harsher writes, perhaps allegorically, of winter and its long, slow-doomed romance with the sun. The epigraph is sunset at noon. Something else to study. So I need to pay close attention to that. And they destroyed the evidence again. Sylvia here is really, really good at that. Sometimes I have dreamt of a tall woman in a sand-coloured coat who stands at the foot of my bed smiling as she watches me sleep. In that dream she turns her head with the swiftness of a bird and her fingers flex like talons. I do not think I dreamt of her last night. If I had, I could not have slept so soundly. It's still only a single one, so let's try another early night's rest. cash coming in. While I focus some of my efforts elsewhere. And I'm about to fall ill. Did I miss this? Still waiting. Probably get something if I do this, but it could be bad. If it's bad, I'll need to spend money to make sure I'm okay. Erudition. Erudition is upgraded reason. I can do this if I upgrade one of the reasons, but the reasons only upgrade for about a minute. No. Can't have that. Get rid of this. I can get rid of this with some art. Try to save our money and have a healthy rest. Did I promote you? I did. And we're getting even more restless because their desire's not being met. This is bad. Deal with one of those here. I do passionate work, which means painting a picture, and devote restlessness into here. Hold on, this goes away in 16 seconds. It picks it up in 31 seconds. But it goes away into something. It goes away into dread at the end. Dread is bad. That will get rid of one of them. No, we're not doing that. So that study didn't work because I didn't have this. More restlessness. We're going to die. I don't think I've got any other choice. This one and this one to try and get... No, one at a time. One at a time. If I do both, one expires before it gets picked up. In the meantime, let's get you working for us as well. Please don't get injured. You already have one injury. But I need more money. 3 injuries of the same type kills them. More restlessness. We're legit gonna die. More art. Please. That's what I need to level up my thing. Try that again. The Magus Julian Coasley claims the Forge of Days split the sun. Perhaps he was right. I can put that in as that levels up. Now let's try and deal with this problem where we're about to die from 3 of these when this turns into another dread. 1 contentment will cancel out one of them. Funds is one of the best ways to get rid of it, but funds aren't being particularly helpful right now. Okay, I think that just saved us there. funds back, please. Now the contentment. I can use whichever one's going to expire soonest. And another contentment. Okay, we've got a bit of it now. This one expires soonest. Let's sleep with the dread and contentment to cancel each other out. Remember that I was different before. And then these did cancel the final one there. We survived. Go back to work. Come on, click the card. I'm trying to drag the card down, not pull the entire table. And he's brought us some painting pigment from the crushed wings of Lepidopterans. Painting black or painting white, this is the stuff that'll see you right. That's what it needed last time. I think we're safe. What's this? When did I get that? Whoops. Some wounds... Oh, I didn't heal myself, did I? I was too focused on not dying. Did that pigment have a crazy high auction value? I think that's 2. But it counts for 4 moth. For example, 5 plus 6 brings me to 11. That takes me to 15. I need 21 if I want to promote them again. Or I can use it in an artwork. Decrepitude remains until you die. Oh, okay. Whoops. I guess it just stays there. I wonder if anyone would be able to help me with it somehow. Probably not. Let's just focus on the money. Hard labour does not pay much. Maybe I should get that reasonable job with Glover and Glover. At least that pays more when you do get the guy killed. But I don't have anyone to do killing. There are arts in Forge which may split even the sun. I've subverted my lantern lore to Forge. Try upgrading it. We'll need to know what it needs to upgrade to. If I'm lucky, it will be this glimmering that we already have. Very few know that smiths and murderers speak the same prayers. I will examine those prayers. Okay, put it back in. What does this right need? So it takes an offering of vitality. That's easy enough. No, I guess vitality is not an option. I don't know why it's telling me it's an option if it's not. Offering needs to be this. Would invocate moth. I'd need an instrument. I've got no instrument to work with. What's it meant to do? Yeah, that's strange. Keep working. That glimmering's almost going to expire. I'll need to be very quick at pausing. 4 seconds. A bitter atmosphere. It's just going to give us even more dread. Best way to deal with this, I can work through that and I can just try having healthy dreams to hopefully get some contentment in time. No. I need to have the healthy dream a bit closer to it. In the meantime I'll just go back here. Is it the glimmering? Erudition. The Forgotten Chronicle. We should be able to get a new place to send people onto a quest. We've got all these places, but I just never had the funds to send anyone on the quest, but another place never hurts. Theory Detective. And a dread. I guess I can get health back at the cost of something else. Not that I'm really low on health, I have plenty of it to work with. My soul haunts my failing flesh like a swamp wisp. My heart slows and one day it will cease. Perhaps if I were to consume some exotic substance it might restore the strength that is lost, but it seems unlikely. From the crushed wings of rare lepidopterans. Painting black or painting white? This is the stuff that'll see you right? No. I wonder, can I do this in there? I consume some exotic substance. So if I literally eat this iron coin here, do you think I'll heal? You can tell when you start having cultist logic. So, healthy dream, please. Apparently you can work with decrepitude. The Vanderschaft collection. I'll try working with it. Probably means I'll probably end up retiring or something. A cramped little museum in a provincial town. Long closed to the public since an outbreak of peculiar rapture in the room where they keep the pressed flowers. Only the very cautious would ever pay attention to the place, and its close warded storeroom of ill-omened treasures. Very odd. And we're about to start dreading again, so do what I can. I can work with this. Beg in the streets. I'll display my infirmities and hope for compassion from passers-by. I think we're gonna have money more consistently by working with hard labor here. An awareness of appetite. That didn't help us. This does help us. Have the erudition, and level up the hammer. Put the erudition in it when it asks. I have a flawless physique here, so makes it take 45 seconds instead of 60, which makes minimal difference really, but keeps the money coming in. I guess the 45 seconds means I can spend more riskily than usual because I'm guaranteed. If I do run out of money, I can get money within the 60 seconds that I have before I die. A moment. Had a sneeze, wanted to mute my microphone for that. The Latin book. Neither of these teach Latin, do they? On the White, which I could probably read. Need knowledge to upgrade that law. Only got one injury. Would like some money, please. Do some more work. Do not get injured. I hate how I drag the table when I'm trying to grab the card. There we go. The law that burns. I've increased my mastery of the law that burns, which we call by its aspect forge. A shaping chant. The proper words must be employed when the change comes. Use this in a rite with a knock influence and a bone flute or other resources of equal power to summon a Caligine. Nice. Let's read On the White. On closer investigation, the work seems to be a theory of aesthetics or perhaps a set of warnings about the dangers of painting. Yeah, the police will arrest you if you paint the wrong thing. Very dangerous. You know that much. I should be able to do this. I know the way to the stag store, and I have that power. The burning key. This right is the key that will allow the Forge of Days to enter me. I will be changed forever. Okay. What's the worst that could happen? The Byzantine tinct, profound purple worn only in histories where Tyrian dye was not rich enough for emperors. It is difficult to bar entry to one wearing this color. Bitter black salts. No ordinary chemist could produce these dark gleaming crystals, not without the touch of the forge. Didn't even get me cash, but these are cool things, I guess. Fascination. These. Fascination and dread are pretty opposite. Why are we restless? Didn't I do this? What more does it want me to do? Usher writes distractedly of his hatred of colours and his yearning for death. He hints at a great work he has envisaged or begun, where the palest of paintings will enthrall the world. He returns again and again to certain compelling phrases which he claims are the secret words of winter. Certain knowledge, it is said, can be expressed only through the particular quality of silence. It has been suggested that one can only read such knowledge with one's eyes closed, but only by mischievous commentators. I think that's the spot for it. Let's check. Yeah. Winter turns into heart. I need the same level to make that happen. The Hate of Painting by Nega Bob Ross. That's good. The rite is complete. The marks of the forge are upon me. The first mark is what I have said, and the second is what I have done. If I inspect my body, I'll find the third. I am aglow with new needs. The forge has kindled an answering spark in my flesh. I am desperate for the heat of fires. I think that very soon I may begin to set them in my sleep. Oh, so I'm an arson now. Nice. It is an urgent need, like the need for water. I know this to be the third mark. And we need 6 marks, apparently. We'll work out how to do that shortly. Got some cash. Could get you into this again. That's 2 in an auction, that's 2 in an auction. Hammer and forge. E. Let's give you these salts. You like that, right? Not an option. There's an option. Okay, none of them are fit for gifts. Try this again, and please do not injure yourself. We'll see what our desires are shortly, as soon as I know. Yeah, we'll see what our desires are shortly as soon as we get the hook that pulls this down. Come on. That's just as likely to give me dread. Hold on, what's moth law involved? I need to know. Moth law is passion. Does that mean if I use reminiscence, this moth with passion, which is with upgraded passion, this moth, can I then put Ecdesiast's parable in? And if I do, what happens? Ecdesis. What may be lost? Have a spare fleeting reminiscence, which isn't quite what I was hoping for. But it will do it this time. So if I put this in, then this, no, it doesn't let me. Ah. There's some things I can study that you wouldn't expect to be able to study. Wait, I can study a person? Study Greek. I know Greek. Study Latin. Yes. This will be sufficient. I'll listen carefully. And he's got come back with nothing. Not even an injury. That's sufficient. Refunds. Where did that come from? Oh, from not having a relationship. I didn't even need to worry about it. As long as this doesn't give me another one. Yeah, that's good. Sadly, you have to get off to bed. Try not to burn my house down, it's probably expensive. Yeah! If it does burn down, I can always beg though. Have a nice rest, Vivian. Thanks for watching. I'm going to need... So that's going to give me the new language I need for these. Also, it is a lot of cards. This area is the places I can send people on expeditions. These are places where I can go to buy things. These are things that I'm wanting to do work with. These are people who want something for me. He wants to arrest me. These are my items. Here are the people who are in my cult. I have 5 others in my cult. This is what my cult's based on. And this is where I'm putting all my lore, which is basically stuff that you try and level up throughout the game to be stronger or more knowledgeable. And these are what I need to study, but the L on the front means it's in Latin. So I'm learning Latin. The language of Lucretius on the nature of things, of Aquinas' Summa Theologiae, and the notorious De Horis. I now know Latin. Thank you, Count Jennings. Awesome. Now, thanks to that, I can study this book. Red. Not good. Hopefully it will go on its own before it tries to cause us trouble. Your brain hurts. The boxes in the middle are my actions, if that helps. Okay, now that that's translated, I can read it. This volume deals mostly with the hours of the wood, the moth, the black flax, the ring-yew, among others. Nice, hopefully we get something we can use with that, that'd be really nice. Get to work or we really will run out of money. Dread and contentment cancel each other out, so you won't fall into despair anytime soon. Or if we do, it won't be a huge meltdown. The glory is a question and the moth always answers yes. The black flax's answer is no, and that is always its answer. A barber's warning. Back at level 1. Translate the other book. Then you can read that too. Down the left are the cards that I'm not really caring about, but they're there if I ever do need them. This is hard labor for cash. This is what I've been waiting for. What hungers drive us? Let's find out. I require ever hotter fires. Their fuel now is rare and costly. If I cannot afford them, the cold will overtake me. We're going to need more money. Especially if we've got something else eating into our funds. Let's get him to work for us. The detective's got no evidence on us, so we aren't getting locked up anytime soon. Now dream. That's fine. This book is ready for me to read. Flood or pseudo-flood suggests alignments between the alchemical tradition of Rubido and the older Grail traditions. Through the Pine Knight's quest for the Cinnabar Cup. Another mark. The flames yearn for me as I for them. Their touch is much more than pain. I have another mark. So I guess that's the fourth mark. Yeah, I can see here. I may seek immortality when I have 6, I think. I bear scars all over now from the fires, but it is harder each time to singe my flesh. I am beginning to grow accustomed to flame, like a dragon or a stone. This is the fourth mark. Maybe don't stand in the fire, it's not good for you. Need all the money I can get. Maybe expeditions are bad if this is the mark I'm going for. Without expeditions, I'm not going to have a whole heap of knowledge. I can get 4 from that, 6 from that, which brings me to 10. In a moment, I need to check what this rite. I think this is the rite that I need to do. The Crucible Soul. I don't know what goes into it. When money goes low, I'll need to start selling things. Even though this doesn't pay much, it goes pretty quick, so we should be able to stay on top of it. Hi Sun Thunder, I'm pretty good, how are you? We have 4 marks of the 6. And I haven't even gone on an expedition. Seek the cup in the birthing bed, the Pine Knight is told. The midwife at the birthing bed, to his amazement, is the Mountain Mother. In a fit of awe, he both gouds and flays himself. The vigilant storm bursts joyfully from the remains. Mega Lesion Incantation. How odd. Well, that belongs in between. I think if I study some reason in advance, I should be able to combine those two. You're doing good just waking up. Glad to hear. Missing out on lantern, that's what I'm missing. My follower has returned empty-handed. Today's tasks were beyond them. Try again, minion. Try crafting things for other cults. I don't know. Do what you need to do. Next, I'll go to the shop, spend money for a random book. Traveling at Night, Volume 2. It'll give us something to read. We're about to fall ill. That's fine, I know how to deal with that. You lost Pancake, outside is 12 degrees, so that means Avali is thirsty and needs to drink. Oh, Avali have low temperature, Avali can go out in the cold and get the pancake. Thanks for the bits, Epic. Okay, got the erudition I was looking for. Just hopefully what this will request as I subvert this into Grail lore. What does not cease will succumb at last to temptation. This will create Grail lore instead of heart. (12°C). It's pretty chilly. Water freezes at 0 and boils at 100, so you can kind of gauge it like that. The kind of temperature where you might start seeing frost on the windows. Or at the very least condensation. Heal me. Hope it asks for erudition and not glimmering. Usually asks for one of the two. Worst case scenario, it asks for fascination. need money. Quickly. Another mark. The flames yearn for me as I for them. Their touch is much more than pain. I have another mark. The 5th mark. No hair remains on my body. I am strong. Devilishly so. I am always shivering. Every moment I am away from the fire's side. Well, we'd be doing no good at 12 degrees if this is what we're like. Let's get the pay. I want to see what this needs. We need an... If I put this in, for example, and offer... I'd need to offer something with moth like this. Still no instrument. And we almost have desire. Desire's going to be tricky to get though. Abracadabra, thirsty curse it is. Thanks for the bits, Epic. Why do you keep making me drink? Why do you do... And it's asked me for glimmering. Of course it does, when I studied erudition. Work, work, work. We need money. It's going doubly quick with this mark. Quickly look at the Discord. I'll look at the Discord after the stream. I don't look at Discord while I'm streaming. Oh no! Who did that? Diverting Heart Law to Grail. Strange, I didn't know there was a card for that. Okay. Hey, don't be like that, Epic. Don't say that. Bronze coin and... put it somewhere. Something to sell. Thank you. Oddity is probably worth something, but it's hard to be sure. This is worth 3. I might end up needing to sell this. I need an instrument too. How am I going to get an instrument? It's got to be from a quest. More money, please. I might sell the bronze spinteria here. Spinteria is the way to say it, I think. This is what I need to upgrade these into an upgraded... Up. 2 cash. Awesome. I'll sell this. Please work. That's a lot of faces. Epic, why? The shaping heat. I require ever hotter fires. Their fuel now is rare and costly. If I cannot afford them, the cold will overtake me. Well, we don't want that, do we? 4 cash. Okay, where's a good place to go that will probably give us... Which place would be most likely to give us the hammer we need? Or I can probably just get a hammer item if he makes me one. Maybe I don't even need to go on a quest. That'd be nice. please. I want at least 16 points in Moth or Hammer before I do this. I have another mark. It is difficult to bend my limbs. I have so many scars, I prefer not to expose my face to the public gaze. I can hold a hot coal in my hand and I feel nothing. Although there is the faintest smell and the softest sizzling. This is the 6th mark. Probably still gonna chew through all of my money. That glimmering, please. Nothing. Well, let's talk about Sexton's Secret. Maybe we'll attract another follower. Cash coming in. Might even just start selling my film. Find imposter. I'm not the imposter, you're the imposter. You're kinda sus, Epic. Don't be like that. Epic kinda sus. Right, get the money quickly. Back to work. Where could imposter be? It's you. You are the imposter. Called out. A delightful sacrament. All that moves must succumb to hunger. I've subverted my heart law to Grail. That belongs here then. I can combine with Moth. Let's read the book first though. There is an extensive discussion of the similarities between Elopoli's own dreams and those of the Emperor Elagabalus, who Elopoli regards as a dual avatar of the sun in rags. The white is west of the world, Elopoli remarks, and winter does not wait forever. Okay. I need a tool. And need an acquaintance. Avali, big sass. I'm really not though. Come on. Recruit you. Avali is sus because I'm red, red is evil. That's a bad excuse, Epic. I saw you in electrical, come on. Okay, we're not having visions, which is good. You saw me vent? No. Not true. Erudition. Elagabalus found his way to the white door at last. Thankfully, speech can't pass the white door, and honestly, Elagabalus never had anything very interesting to say. I tried to follow in his footsteps, but I never learnt enough for the white. I suppose I'm thankful for that too, but here's what I do know. Okay, put this reminiscence in. And let's also put into here. We have one erudition. Last 3 minutes. Put a passion in as well. And then try subverting those two. Pause that. Moth sheds its skin. The novice must only shed their clothes and their past. What's your gimmick? You're a lock person, okay. You can go over here then. Fascination, just in case. So we'll have everything we might need for this. Oops. Have that, and let's do this. And next I'll try promoting my knock person. For now I kind of want to see what the knock person's deal is, if I try and do them. Burglary! Harvest treasures from the unsuspecting if they're lucky. Let's wait till I level you up before that. Burglary might get us one of those items we need. Might also get us arrested. Okay. We're doing well. Hopefully if it needs erudition it asks for it first. Glimmering? Okay. Offering, instrument. That's the one thing I'm missing here. Keep working. The money doesn't stop. We're getting a bit of money. I can probably do a quest shortly. Fascination. Need that. Acquire ever hotter fires. Lest the cold overtake me. And fascination, for once I've got it ready beforehand. I might find those pieces in odd corners of scholarship. The flames yearn for me as I for them. Their touch is much more than pain. I have another mark. Not really, I still only have 6. It doesn't keep going up. Let's do something up here as well. Let's get... I can't level you up, can I? I don't have enough. Let's do a quest. I need something that sounds moth-like. A grey sea. No, that actually sounds promising. Got some money. Let's send you first and lantern second, and here's some money. Please work. Practical experimentation. Might find those pieces in odd corners of scholarship. Health. Risk my health, so I'm risking losing one. We'll use a follower. Yeah, I have no followers. They're all in my cult. Okay, there's a number of them. They can be fought, seduced, or deceived. Got two different types of scars, huh? You're wounded? How haven't I healed you yet? Come on. When did that happen? And we're seeing things. There's a warded door. I've really got to strengthen you up then, don't I? We've got the funds. There's some contentment, that helps us. I want to put someone in. Let's put you in. You can probably help out too. And you. Everyone's helping. Powerful deception. That's how we're going to deal with the watchers. The 10 or so moth we've put in there. Go, and then wait a second for this. Fascination. How do I get the fascination down? Moldy Warp keeps her crowns in the moss and her feet in the dirt and the trees locked jaw tight. Moldy Warp has these warnings for you. How can I dread quickly? Because I don't want to lose when I've got 6 marks. Their bewilderment is our opportunity. We'll pass in silent secrecy. Dread. How can I do dread? Without risking fascination, how can I dread? I really don't want to mess it up after everything. Beating reminiscence works as well. A reasonable dream works, doesn't it? Monsters can rise from my fear. The worst thing is if it's a fascinating monster. Then I've kind of got no hope. So this should be one more across. You need to be promoted. I think you've got enough. Do you have enough if I just did this? No. I do the reasonable sleep. Come on. Or one of these give me dread easily if I go to the dream zone? Probably not. I get fascination more often from those. Fascination is deadly. I think reasonable sleep is our best bet. It could backfire though. Let's just hope it doesn't. What if I talked to you? You can probably make me dread if you make me sacrifice someone. The 7th mark is the conflagration of the heart. I am close as the flame is to the candle. I'll need all the power of the forge I can muster to at least the 36th degree of intensity. Well, do I care about the 7th mark, or is this enough if I can just get in those? I remember reading somewhere that 16 was the minimum. If I can get it to 16, probably enough. 36 will take forever. I need to get that all the way over there. We have some ability in the matter of opening. We might be able to open the door. Well, I'm going to send someone your way shortly, who's very good at opening. Bad. Let's see if that works as well. I don't know if it needs to be a specific thing. Sexton's Secret. Needs to be Forge, and I've been going for Moth. Not good. Then again, if I can get an equal level lantern as this, I can combine those to get a lantern at this level, and then I only need to forge up to that level to get that one. Likewise, this one can work up to that one's level. Please. Reason and Glimmering. What can I even do with this? Any of these have Forge aspect, because I need to get Forge upgraded as fast as possible, really. Reason. Reckon? No, that turns it back down. Probably do those two, but it'll probably take Glimmering, I'm guessing. Let's put them in and see what it needs. Oops. Actually, no. This doesn't help us. Unless I can somehow move it backwards. Doesn't seem to be an option. It needs to go through so many steps downwards that I think it'll be too far gone upwards the time it gets here. And again, I can always I can do it back downwards to get it to the lore type that I need. I just need to find ways to get strong in hammer. And I need something from this quest, hopefully. And not fascination. How can I dread? I don't know, I'll just try this again. I really hope it works. If I do this downwards though, does it give me 1 or 2? 2. So I can get 2 for 1. And then if I keep going downwards I get more and more and more. To be fair, it's probably a good way to get them where I need them to be. All doors must open, as all lives must end. This door has found its end here today, and nobody's even wounded, huh? 7 knock, 10 moth, 5 lantern. Good mission. I have 6 marks. Okay, this is gonna save us actually, as long as we don't get dread from something. Or at least it will partially save us. Nice. And when this ticks down, we'll get another one that can go into here, the beating reminiscence. That works. What do we have? Consortium diaries. Oh, is everything in another language that I don't know? We have a Latin grammar book when I know Latin. I can sell it at least. Notoriety, what for? What admonition? So the reason I went out on a quest was to try and get a tool. Of a kind that will work. Stop the clock. Wait. This could do something like this. Offer whatever's more fiery. Oh, I was in the middle of that. Need something like that. I need this in there. I need an offering. And an instrument. So this one isn't an option. What needs to go in here? An influence, yeah, so those come from the dreams. Instrument. I know where we might be able to get an instrument from. Because he just gives us materials mostly. But if I get you to steal things for me, do you just steal money or can you get me items? Let's find out. As for an influence, one funds back. Pretty decent. Nothing to read though, so go back to the auction house and bid on something. Yellow book. This is good, but it's in another language. It teaches us the language. I need that. Let's learn it. Working. Wonder if this will work. I hope it'll work. Last thing I need is an injury. Evidence again. Keep it. Deep zone, so I could use something like this. This is good for what I need. Gearby was weeping again. I scooped up his molten tears in my cupped palm. In this dream my skin peeled and blistered, but only in the dream. A bit more money before the next quest. Did not manage to steal anything, you're just drawing me attention. Yikes. In that case, offering. Does everything need an instrument? Vacation. I can get 12, but I don't have an instrument to use. I use this one. Still need an instrument. Right, but this has nowhere to put. Just have to keep working. Now I know this language, so I can study some books. Start studying. It's good for this one only. Shaven Lock Tantra. Also known as the one who has shaven his hair, this story goes, is the law. This, the story goes, is a law that even the shape-changing Venaris rejected. Would be a good place for items though. Guess maybe this. Or there might be a lot of Latin books there. Rare objects. That's what I need. Ill-owned treasures. Books. Last time I did this it was books, but it was in this language, the one I just got. First Sun King. Guessing this would be another good one to go to. And this is books as well, so I'm thinking those top 5 are the best ones to go to first. These ones, maybe. Top 3, then these if I'm looking for objects. Would need a bit more money though. How many wounds do you have? 2, but they're of different types. You'll survive a while yet. But I think that's a good place to stop for tonight. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. I really enjoyed it and I really appreciate it. I'm going to put on some credits again and check for someone to raid. Take care, everyone. Credits just need to load. There they go. Let's raid. LR52. Stay safe.